we talk about Ramadan. It's a beautiful, beautiful time of the year. Today's the first day, and it's interesting because yesterday I was so happy, I was grateful, I set my intentions, I was so looking forward to today, right? Planning what I wanted to cook, just how I wanted to program our day. I've been kind of trying to think of a schedule, how to reprogram my time, all good stuff, right? Set intentions. And then today came. And now that it's here, I am so stressed out. I can't tell you how stressful it is because now I'm actually doing the work and it's uncomfortable for me because it's all new. You know, it's not what I'm used to. I'm not used to setting a schedule or doing things by, doing things in accordance with how they should be. And you know, I've spent the last year being completely free and free from time, free from whatever, because as an artist, you know, you guys see me, I'm doing painting one day, write poetry another day. I'm here enjoying every minute with every minute that I have, trying to be completely present. Now that I'm stepping outside of that, which is actually having to think about what I need to do, rather than just being here and doing it, I feel the stress. I feel the anxiety. I'm like, I don't know. Now I only have this many hours until I have to eat, until I have to wake up and eat suhoor and cook and do this. And it feels very stressful. That's my stress. It's like trying to make myself work, trying to create a schedule, because I've really lived my whole life more free. And that's just how it works for me. Now there are people who are completely opposite, right? One is not better than the other. I just want to make that clear. Because there are people who were used to going to work and having a set schedule and being comfortable in that schedule and doing things as they were planning, and that's what they've conditioned themselves to do. I've conditioned myself to do something as well, and it shows up for me the opposite way. But nonetheless, it's all conditioning. It's all here. The problem is here. So if we make the switch, if we can allow ourselves to change how we think about a situation, we get to have peace, right? So this month is very trialsome. I feel like it's going to be very trialsome for me because now I'm actually pushing myself to my limits and going outside of my comfort zone. And I'm learning a lot about myself. Now, if I had peace, real peace, I shouldn't show up any different way with regards. I guess as the situation changes around me in my environment, there should be no reason why I can't hold my peace, right? And so some things that work for me are basically being in the present moment. So how can I be in the present moment? How can I focus on what I'm doing now without letting go of my power when a situation changes, when the outside looks different to me? That is the question, right? And that is something we all deserve to explore and to learn about ourselves enough so that we can actually be at peace and not put ourselves through the suffering, or not set the expectation that things should be a certain way. And certainly we can set our intentions and feel great about them. Just like yesterday, I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. We feel empowered. And then you step into the situation and now you're actually having to do something that requires more than just a feeling of empowerment. You're actually having to follow through with your intention. Whew, it's hard. It's so hard. So anyways, I learned a lot about myself in these times. And man, today was like, I wasn't used to showing up the way that I did today. And that's cranky, with fear, with doubts, and just like blaming. And it's just, that's so not me. And I'm not comfortable there. But I need to figure out what is making me feel that way, right? I have to dig deep. I have to recollect myself. I have to breathe. So anyways, what I do think that this month is here to teach us is that we are supposed to use it as a tool to help us be more at peace. Not everybody out there who is a Muslim or is a practicing Muslim is obligated to go and do everything that the month of Ramadan is telling you have to do. Yes, it's really your higher commitment to yourself. It's a gift to you, and we should definitely use this time. Why not? If it's going to help me become a better person, it's going to help me live a higher existence, then I want that. And if I really want that, I have to follow through. I can want that and choose not to follow on my intentions, but to do the work is the key. And oh my gosh, it's not easy, but it can certainly become easier as we condition ourselves to let go of control, let go of fear, let go of doubts. And that's something we can definitely all do. And where it starts is in the mind. And so, exploring that. How do we explore our mind? Well, for me, I've learned a lot about myself through my interaction with others, because I found that in my past, the journey was never that I would sit there and have a conversation with myself. I don't know if you guys do that, but it's just not how I did things. Now I find myself in a conversation with myself, and it's like I can totally see my higher self when she speaks, and my lower human self when she speaks. The lower self is like that ego, that place where you feel fear and doubt coming your way, and then you get to react. The higher self, Noreen, is the one that sees something coming and is like, okay, I see this situation, and I'm going to step out of the situation. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to understand myself enough as to why I feel this way about the situation and where that feeling comes from truly before I react. Or before I guess the right thing to do would be to respond and not to react. Whereas the ego, instantly, you react. You're like, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good for me. You are the problem, right? That's all talk from our lower self, our ego. It's like me. And so the other conversation is just a universal voice, I would say, that is like more aligned with the truth. And so having to find the bottom of, or getting to the bottom of a situation requires us to dig deep to get the truth. So it's like, am I reacting this way because of the other person? Or am I reacting this way because of something that I perceive differently? And that's because of the way that I was brought up. Maybe it's because of, my childhood. Maybe it's because of how I was, the things that I learned or attached to, the ideas and beliefs that I have. It's always within us when we are going through a difficult time. It's not the other person. Because people are also entitled to be on their journey and show up as they are, and that is their truth, and we have to accept that. We have to accept that everybody's on their journey. They may not be ready for this situation to show up exactly how we want them to. So it requires understanding others, and it requires understanding yourself. And I have found that the best way for me to explore that is through conversation with others. And it's really unfiltered conversations, right? Unfiltered conversations are, this is how I'm feeling, and that's just what I'm going through right now. That's the truth of today. But what is the ultimate truth? How can I really, how can I show up better than I did in the past? And we always want to be a better version of ourselves as we step into the world with new situations. And there's so much to learn from, But I think that one great place to learn from is in our conversation with others. And I have had countless cups of coffee, unfiltered coffee, right? Turkish coffee, with people who have been a part of my journey that I so appreciate, because it's taught me a lot about who I am today, and the things that I can appreciate, and it's raised my awareness and made me more aware of the things that I want to change about myself so that I'm able to love more. I recognize that the more that I love, the more that I accept, the more that I allow, the more at peace I am. And that isn't, I am not controlled by any external situation when I'm in that space. That's a really good space to be in, because you feel completely free, and it's free from your thoughts, free from your ideas, free from the world. And it's a place that I would love for each and every one of you to explore, to reflect, and to work on your higher existence, because it is so wonderful. So anyways, Unfiltered is a platform that I have put together for really to express my journey. But in expressing my journey, I have found that so many people out there have appreciated learning about themselves as well, because I openly speak about the things that I observe. Hi, Journey. That's one of my dogs. So I get to openly express how I view a situation and allow others to step into my shoes and, gain perspective. But I also am not here to make anybody show up any different way. It's really up to you how you choose to use the new tools that you're given. And we learn new things through conversations with others. We take wisdom from others, from their journey, and so we are better aware, and then we get to apply them as we step into our life every day. And I think it's a very wonderful place to be if we're constantly proactive, moving forward, And so I would love for you to share your thoughts and your journeys, or even if you're going through something, we live in a time where we are really just living behind a screen. That's become something very normal today. And in connecting with others, if this is the platform, if this is the way that we have to connect, then let's do it. But let's show up as our true and unfiltered selves, not wearing a mask in accordance with what others want from us. Let's be who we are, completely vulnerable, and talk about the things that we struggle with, but also reflect on the situations that we actually learn from our journey, that we feel confident in, and maybe even how our struggle changed into something that we learned from, and how we use it and apply it today. Because I think there are lots of people out there who could benefit from our message and our perspective. I think sometimes we tend to feel stuck, and we just feel like we don't have the right tools to move forward. So let's be somebody else's new perspective. Let's be somebody else's hope. So how we do that is through conversation, and the conversation again is a beautiful way to connect with people who are real. We're human. We go through things, and that's not things we really talk about today behind the screen. We're always trying to show our best image, you know. Our best image is our true image, and we know that. But let's allow ourselves to show that so that others know that. And in doing that, you know, what's amazing is in being in your truth, in being completely aligned with what your beliefs are, what your moral compass is, what your feelings are, just expressing and being in your honest truth, what happens is the people that show up in your life are gravitating towards the things that you speak about, the things that you do. Those are real people who actually appreciate you for who you are, right? And those that fall off, those that don't appreciate you, those that are not in your, not on your frequency, they will fall off. And that is okay too. We have to understand that stuff, you know, these situations happen where sometimes even family members, we step away from our family for a certain amount of time, and then they step back into our life when they are vibing on the same frequency as us, and then it's this continuous battle of us finding ourselves. But when you're strong in your truth, anything can happen, and you trust that what is meant for you is there for you, and what isn't, anything that falls off is also meant to happen. It's meant to fall off because you are on your way to exactly what is in your highest good. And so let's explore that. Let's talk about it. I will be having conversations over unfiltered coffee, Turkish coffee, with you. Of course, I love to share not only my journey, but the things that I'm passionate about. And really the coffee is not everything. It's to connect. It's to do what I absolutely love doing, what I have been doing on my journey. And the coffee is like the cherry on top. It creates a space for us to enjoy something to drink, enjoy something to talk about, and at the end, we take something really beneficial. We take the caffeine, which awakens our body, but we take the conversation and the reflections, which awaken our soul. And so I hope that you come back and share your journey with us, or maybe you want to listen in. But whatever time that you share here with us, I know that it's because you truly wanted to be here, and I am so grateful for that. So grateful to have you, and so happy that I get to share who I am with you, and thank you for that. All right, so enjoy Unfiltered, and make sure if you are interested in Turkish coffee, I will set you up with some Turkish coffee, and we can have conversations and coffee, and just enjoy the mere fact of connecting with others. It's very, very essential to our happiness and our well-being. Let's not forget that. It's very easy to forget that, I guess, in today's what do you call it? Outlook on life, or the way that just things are in the world, you know? All right, guys, take care. I hope you're having a blessed first day of Ramadan, and I wish you the success and the patience and strength to get through this month, to focus in on your highest good, higher existence, and at the end, you know, we're all here. We're all on a part of our journey that is something essential to our well-being, to our growth. And let's stay positive and reflect on ourselves for the betterment of our future. Have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye.